We are joined this morning by Republican Representative David Meade, who is the Speaker Pro Tem of the House. He also represents District 80, serving Garrett and Lincoln counties, as well as part of Pulaski County. We are also pleased to welcome to the program for the first time Democratic Representative Adrielle Camuel, who represents District 93, serving parts of Fayette County. Thank you both so much for joining us, and we look forward to having a robust discussion this morning. With about 2 weeks until Election Day, we are going to begin our time together covering Amendment 2 and the last-minute pushes by each side of the issue. Then a proposed law in Kentucky that could hold parents responsible monetarily for gun violence committed by their children. Plus, the Commonwealth is among more than a dozen states to sue the social media app TikTok over kids' mental health concerns. So we begin this morning where we have many times. It's the biggest state-centric ballot issue in Kentucky, Amendment 2. With just over 2 weeks until the final ballot's cast, opponents of Amendment 2 called in the big hitters. The president of the nation's second-largest teachers union was joined by Governor Andy Beshear this week and other advocates for a roundtable in Lexington to get voters fired up to vote no. The amendment would ask voters if Kentucky's constitution should be changed to allow tax money to be spent on students outside the public school system. Opponents say that there is not enough money in the pot to go around.
This isn't magic money that comes from a tree. It's a limited amount of resources that the cuts to the income tax are making even more finite.
Our achievement gaps are as wide as they were. Teachers are not benefiting. Taxpayers are not getting a return on their investment. Where is the accountability for all of these dollars?
Now, vote yes supporters have pointed to repeated increases in the education budget amid less than optimistic test scores as reason to allow options. We've also seen a lot of op-eds being written almost daily on both sides of the issue. More ads are hitting the airwaves with many of these big hitters. We've seen Rand Paul as well as Donald Trump on the yes side. So, Representative Meade, I want to go ahead and start with you here. This week, with the unions getting involved generally for supporters of the amendment, how do you view that influence?
Well, I think I'm not sure how to predict what's going to happen during the election, that's for sure. But I will say that since we started and came into the majority in 2017, you've seen us put record investments into education. And every budget cycle after that, we've continued to increase that. And this past year, especially, you saw a record investment into public education, far more than we've seen in our state's history. Even the KDE's data shows that. But you'll also see that as we've made those investments, we've also done a lot of big-ticket items in the past, also with creating jobs and the economy and job creation and investments. We've tackled all those issues, but the one thing that we haven't been able to really tackle is the education system. And despite the policies that we've created for the teacher shortage, for curriculum, for absenteeism, those type things, we still just haven't moved the needle where we need to. And this amendment simply, despite all the talk that's been out there, this amendment simply says we're going to start the conversation to broaden educational opportunities in our state. That's basically all it says. There's no plan in place. I know we've heard some talking points about this is going to take away because of this plan or that plan. There's no plan in place right now. It's not about vouchers. It's not about public schools. It's about what's best for the student right now. That's the only conversation that we're having. And this is just about expanding educational opportunities in our state. If you look at the makeup of the House, there's about 80% of them are rural Republicans. And for us, our biggest employers are our school systems. We're products of public education. We're proud of public education. And it's just not feasible that there's going to be a vote taken on that floor that's going to hurt public education regardless of what happens with this amendment.
Well, Representative Camuel, let's bring you in here.
And I appreciate what you said, and I will say over the last, really since 2017, I'm a product of public schools, also work for public schools. I'm in my 15th year and my husband's in his 28th year teaching 5th grade. So I always appreciate the extra dollars that have been put into funding for education. But really, I can take an extra dollar out of my pocket, put it onto the highest amount that's ever been given, and then we've got record funding. And so the truth of the matter is we are still drastically, terribly underfunded in education. Even when correcting for inflation, we're still operating at 2008 levels. Now, with this amendment, which I plan to vote against, and I hope it fails miserably, and for anyone who is passionate about public schools, I hope they're all sounding the alarms. And you're right, Representative Meade. Our public schools are the largest employers in most of our rural counties, but in addition to that, most of our rural counties don't have a single private school. And what this amendment will do will actually take money away from the public schools around the state, and I think will dramatically negatively impact over 90% of the students in the state. I think we've got 20 years of data that show that 70% of kids who live in a state where they have voucher systems, 70% underperform, and also the vast majority of those vouchers go to kids who are already attending private schools. Where I'm from, I grew up in Round County in Moorhead. I did a little bit of research. There's one private school there that could potentially benefit, but it will be at the expense of the public schools around the state, especially those with no private schools. They just simply can't handle taking any more cuts. So my hope is that it fails. I think it would be an unintended consequence of the work of the majority if we really crippled public education.
We're short on time here,
Sorry.
just a little bit. Very quickly, as we're wrapping up, one side will lose in 2 weeks. Let's be real. If your side ends up losing, what do you think the reasons would be as for why?
I would say misinformation, because as the talking points that we just heard, none of that has been the case. There's no discussion right now of vouchers up there, especially us being in the majority. There's no discussion of vouchers, no discussion of public schools losing money. The discussion has always been that we're going to continue down the path of funding at record levels for public education. So none of that is the case right now.
You reply, and then we'll move on.
If it passes, is that what you?
If your side,
if
it passes, so yeah, if your side doesn't end up getting what you want.
What I want, I think it'll be a tragedy for the state of Kentucky and for the state of education. We have an incredible track record of actually really successful public schools, and so I think while the talking point on the other side is that there's no policy that's been created about it, but I also don't ask for your checkbook, just to give me your blank checkbook and I'll tell you what I'm doing with it later.
There's a lot to discuss on this issue moving forward, but thank you both.